Like seriously, are you dumb?
Man, I don't know what's going on, but I see a lot of these fuck niggas popping they shit, thinking that niggas, you know, they tough, they cold with this shit, and it's absurd. I find that disrespectful.
Like seriously, are you dumb?
Talking reckless, Betty ain't gon' try. Ain't no coming back, one step and it's goodbye. Think it's sweet, we let it fly. Now it's old, touch the sky. Another dumb way to die. They should warn them, they don't make it out alive. We don't talk, we just carve it in the side. Left the mark, now his name in the fire written high. Another dumb way to die. He ain't beat the preacher's context, now he a highlight in the text. Tried to start but got reset, soon as he got checked. Guess he yesterday's news, now he online talking less. Boy was gassing up the smoke, now he choking on the stretch. True down, busted on his own sword, put that fraud to rest. Thought he was solid but cracked under heat. Now he's compressed, we the real highlight. Leave our mark with the blade. Swing sharp, every text plain, no need for a shade. Bring heads back to the camp, left the fire engraved. And no echoes in the void, rebellion name, heaven's terrain. Biggest a game, watch his last words go live. Step wrong, now he trending, another dumb way to die. Talking reckless, Betty ain't gon' try. Ain't no coming back, one step and it's goodbye. Think it's sweet, we let it fly. Now it's old, touch the sky. Another dumb way to die. They should warn them, they don't make it out alive. We don't talk, we just carve it in the side. Left the mark, now his name in the fire written high. Another dumb way to die.
It's the thousand ways to die. Why the fuck try it? Keep playing with me, I'ma show you why I'm untouched. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Or you must be bored? Whole time, super sad, barbarian soul. Drink that garbage juice, you need it trying to stick to me. You know you a pussy nigga, slice your head off your body. Narratives and propaganda's not the way to fight, little bitch. The top is where you wanna be, but this is where we fucking live. The shot is all you need, the ball's the only thing we loaded. Got 49 in the drums, you saw your homie, now he folded. It's a bunch of headless horsemen walking dead up in these streets. I'ma call you Moses, write your death in your defeat, you niggas dumb.
Talking reckless, Betty ain't gon' try. Ain't no coming back, one step and it's goodbye. Think it's sweet, we let it fly. Now it's old, touch the sky. Another dumb way to die. They should warn them, they don't make it out alive. We don't talk, we just carve it in the side. Left the mark, now his name in the fire written high. Another dumb way to die.
Especially when these fuck niggas be trying to talk to us barbarians and shit, stepping to us, thinking that they gon' fucking come out alive and shit. Like, nigga, you don't understand, nigga, that we all fucking savages, nigga. Like, that we wanna die or something? Like, you niggas disgust me. Shame you niggas.
Shame you niggas. Y'all heard him. What's good, y'all? So it's like I'm doing like a little lunchtime, John. Feel me? Why you say? I don't know, because I've been hearing lately a lot of stuff about leadership from people who don't know how to be leaders. Right? And so it's like, what is good leadership? Like, is it being Hitler, where you're like a dictator and you're like domineering and telling people what to do all the time and micromanaging everything and you want everything to go just the way you want it? Is that leadership, or like what is that, right? Because people will tell me like, oh, honey, she's the leader of the barbarians, the leader of the Bar Reloaded, and what they think that means is that honey goes telling people what the fuck to do all the time, right? So I have this video, and this is about a man who he thinks apparently that leadership is telling a woman what to do, right? Hey Shay and Sunday. So I'm about to play it real quick, maybe. Well, I'll wait, I guess, a little bit. But so yeah, so we got, what is a leadership? And to me, from what I've seen, not just on this, but period, people think that leadership is being domineering, literally just dominating people. Like, I don't know when that became the definition of leadership, right? For anybody. Why is that? Why do you think that? What kind of control you don't have in your life that you feel like you have to micromanage somebody else so bad? And that's what leadership is, right? So I'm going to play this. Y'all probably all know who this guy is, that Kevin is doing. So this is fair use or whatever. It's only a couple seconds.
If I'm out, don't ask me where I'm at. Don't ask me who I'm with. Don't ask me what I'm doing. Are you the leader in this relationship? No, I'm the leader in this relationship. Wherever I'm at, who I'm with, or what I'm doing is for me to
Even
know.
if you're in a relationship?
Yes.
What if they do it to you?
I am your leader. I need to know.
I think a lot of men don't want to lead their woman. They want to rule over their woman, dictator style. And I don't know this gentleman's relationship status, but I've been married for 20 years. And let me tell you what, you can lead a woman without ruling over a woman, but it requires you to be accountable with her, to value what she says, to honor her, to protect her, to care about her. And let's take it out of relationships, right? Because even in other arenas in life, good leaders are accountable to the people they lead. You're a Navy SEAL Team 6, you're the point. You still got to tell the rest of the team the plan. You lay out the plan. You don't just say, hey, follow me, guys. You lay out the plan, you train, you prepare, you let them ask questions. A lot of times they come up with stuff you didn't even think of. If you're a football coach, you're the head coach. You're not the be all, end all, say all for everything. I mean, not the good ones. The good ones hire other good coaches and listen to wise counsel. Good government leaders listen to wise counsel. So why would you just get into your relationship and then dictate, rest, rule, and abide? And I don't know.
Right. So, like, even with that, right, when they're talking about that, this is the same thing. The leader puts their people in front of them. So just like he was saying with that man, you're not domineering, you're putting the people that you're leading or the person you're leading in a relationship in front of you. So even when you look at my video of the Barbarians, right, which is on this channel, right, you'll see me first. I'm the last person. As a matter of fact, I'm not even the last just Barbarian. I came after I gave all the Barbarians their channels, their accolades, their everything else. And then you saw a picture of me, right? Because these are the people who are in front. These are the people who I am, doing this stuff for, right? It's all of them, right? We all make a team here. We all carry different weight. We all do different things, right? Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're in a group, whether you're whatever. Why is it that somebody who thinks that they are a leader thinks that that means that everybody else is beneath them, right? They're not beneath you at all, right? Because a leader takes hits for their team. Right, you're the one in the front. You're the one taking the hit, and you're the one making the decisions that affect everybody, right? Not just yourself. Not you know what I'm saying? Well, I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I know that you didn't want that, so it doesn't matter, right? So, you have to understand that. Oh. Well, Sean, dang, you just missed it. I just did a video. I just showed a video of a man who basically was saying that the woman in his relationship, like, she can't say anything. Like, why is she asking him questions? Why is she doing anything? Because he's the leader. So basically, everybody just answer to him and shut up, and you don't need to know anything, right? And then we took it out of that to us being leaders. And so I'm talking about good leadership because people talk about me being a leader. And they think that when I am being a leader, it's me basically telling people what to do. You do this, you do that, you think this way, you think that way. And it's not. If I have a thought process, I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna take the hit. And usually, even if they feel like something, I'll take it anyway. Right? Yeah, that wasn't an example. That's the point. Exactly. And but this is what people think leadership is. They think that it's dictatorship. They think it is that I say shit and you just follow. Right? It's not planning, it's not being strategic. Hey Tim. I don't know. Maybe you're a male that's on lunch break. Melvin was supposed to be here. I don't know where he's at. I don't know where Keisha is either, right? Because this was our lunch break thing. So I'm just live talking to myself about leadership, and it's okay. So, but like, what is that? What is leadership? Because I think people who've never been in control or never had any power, never been any. Oh yeah, fancy. So people who've never been in control, they feel like leadership is just dominance. They feel like it's pure dictatorship. They think it is purely, I'm the leader, so it's just my way or the highway and stuff like that. And it's just not, right? It's just not that way. It's your team's way, right? It's what's best for them. I done had to network with people who I cannot stand because it's better for my team. I have had to network with people who, you know what I'm saying, who don't like me or whatever, don't like other people because of my team, right? And then also, you know what I'm saying, if it's compromising for them to say stuff or to come at somebody, I might take that hit and say it for them so that I'll take the hit and I'll put the information out there and they can still remain, you know what I'm saying, in their bag and still doing their thing. So it's like where Melvin, I promise you that I do not see you at all. I'll put this back because I don't know why I can't see. So it's like where is the, like, what do y'all define as a leader? What do you define as a good leader? Somebody that only does is it only somebody that does what you want to do? Is it somebody that does like good for everybody? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people said stuff about Obama before. Well, he didn't do nothing for me. What about other people that he did stuff for that are Americans and everything else? Melvin, I don't know. Melvin, if you're saying you're here, I do not see you. Come out and go back to the one I put in the chat because it's not showing you. Like, it's not showing anybody but me. So then, okay, back to the leadership, right? So what is that? Like, where do we find the leaders, right? So I look here, right? Because, you know, I always like to bring up some kind of sources or something, right? Shut up, Sean. Oh, she got that from me. So this is a leader is someone who guides, inspires, and influences others towards a common goal. They take initiative, make decisions, and help a group achieve a shared objective. Good leaders are often responsible, motivating, and prioritize the well-being of those they lead. Right? Not themselves. Yeah. Well, that's true, right? But what is going on? Why is not inviting y'all to my link? You said some, not most. Some, not most. What? What are you saying? It's the link to this stream, literally. Melvin, can you just log into the thing though? Like you literally can just log into it. You said most people's leader. Well, yeah, some people's moms don't probably can't lead. But then you also have you have people's fathers, you got everything else too. Sexism is not real. I'm not saying that. I don't know why it's not give you the link to this. Right. So when we're looking here at, leaders being able to influence others and provide directions, leaders often take the lead, make decisions, and implement plans to achieve goals, right? Which is like when we say people are doing oh, that's so sweet. But when you're saying like that they're influential, a lot of people feel like a leader is influential to their own objective and not to the group objective, right? So if the group objective is to be great, the group objective is to do it. For instance, we got the barbarians, right? The group objective is to be great, to be able to stand on your square, to be able to use your sources and resources to do things, to go places, to build your brand, to build yourself, your name, or do whatever you're trying to do. And we all help each other stand on that, regardless of our ideologies, of our belief systems, or anything else. Because the one thing we have in common is standing on our square, is unity, is pushing each other to do better and to go farther, even if it means having criticism. You know what I'm saying? Going negatively on your point so that you can find other ways to attack it, doing anything else, right? Because we're looking for all of us to be great, not one of us to be great, right? So sometimes it's about that. So I don't know, it's just that when we're talking about leaders, it's hard to see what are some great leaders in the world, because it's skewed view based on where you stood and the decisions they made. Right, because if I make a decision to say, you know what, I don't think this person is doing our group any good, we need to stop talking to them, we need to stop doing this, that, and other, right? And so then somebody in the group is like, what? But I really like this, or I really want to do this or do that, right? They might feel like the decision is not one that they want to adhere to. But if we're looking for the group and not just one person, then yeah, it's a good decision on the leadership on that decision, but it just didn't help you out, the one person. So I don't know why it's not allowing people up here, or what the issue is. So and then it's like manipulation, right? A lot of people think that leadership involves manipulation. Does it involve manipulation? I don't know. Might. It might involve some manipulation at some point to maybe an opposite person, because you're looking at somebody who is trying to get something done. This person is trying to do something. So you may have to, schmooze up to somebody or whatever, or try to do something that would affect both you and that other person, make deals, play chess, be strategic, move in the right times, move in the right ways to get your point across that is better for everybody and not just, the so-called leader. To get your So it's like, what are we doing here? How are we going to make this happen? Hold on, y'all, because I have to give Melvin the code, because they hating on us and they're not allowing him to get up on the panel and share his man view of leadership. Oh, so there you go. Okay, so then it's like, is it because people will sit here and say Hitler, right? Who I actually think Hitler kind of did good for his people, right? They'll say Hitler is not a good leader because he's a dictator. They talk also against the Korean leader, their dictator. They talk against Putin, he's a dictator type shit. So they're like, hey, dictatorship is bad. But then when it comes to leading a group, when it comes to leading your relationship, when it comes to leading anything like that, you want to say that you agree with dictatorship, right? So is it bad or not? Like, what is it? What is going on here? Why does that happen? So hold on, I can share that again for everybody who just came. This is the view that I see people have as far as like a leader.
I'm out. Don't ask me where I'm at. Don't ask me who I'm with. Don't ask me what I'm doing. Are you the leader in this relationship? No, I'm the leader in this relationship. Wherever I'm at, who I'm with, or what I'm doing is for me to
Even
know.
if you're in a relationship?
Yes.
What if they do it to you?
I am your leader. I need to know.
I think a lot of men don't want to lead their woman. They want to rule over their woman, dictator style. And I don't know this gentleman's relationship status, but I've been married for 20 years. And let me tell you what, you can lead a woman without ruling over a woman, but it requires you to be accountable with her, to.
So yeah, that's literally what I'm seeing from people who think that anything about leadership is that you have to be domineering. You have to be you got to micromanage everybody. You do this, you do that, you do the other. No, but you can utilize people's strengths, right? A lot of people, when they have that debate between Jordan and LeBron. Because I knew LeBron, I couldn't think of Jordan, right? When they have the debate about Jordan and LeBron and who's the better person, they will say that LeBron is usually because of his leadership. They think that Jordan was very much so all about him. He was a ball hog. He wanted to get the most points. He wanted to do this. He wanted to do that. And he was a great player, and he kind of did carry the team. But it was like, did he have to? We don't know, because you didn't allow anybody else to shine. Versus LeBron, who likes to utilize people's strengths. He likes to pass the ball. He likes to do all of that. And so sometimes they'll be saying that makes him the better ball player because they feel like he's a better leader. Right? And so when we have that going on, where do you see that as a leadership? Because nobody thinks that. They'll say Jordan led the Bulls to a victory. He led them to the rings. He led them to do this because he was like the MVP. But did he actually lead the team, or did he just take over and overwork himself to try to do stuff that he could have shared the responsibility of doing? Right. So like, that's where we have to like look at what is leadership. Is it only good leadership when you have to also, if you don't know how to follow somebody, you don't know how to lead. Right? You don't know how to lead, because a good leader knows when to lead and they know when to follow. They know when they're around somebody who's better at something than them, that's got a better grasp on a certain situation, certain knowledge, certain abilities, right? And they'll be like, okay, cool. No. I feel like I'm going to lead y'all to follow this person because they know what they're doing better than me. I'm going to lead y'all to follow that person because we're going to do this. So when you're a good leader, you know when to lead and when to follow. You know how to follow. If you don't know how to follow, you for sure don't know how to lead. If you don't know how to say, okay, you know what, this is a good strategy, or this is a good thing, this is good here, and you know what, you came up with a great plan, even though it wasn't my plan, it's a good plan, so we should run that plan. If you can't do that, then you for sure can't be a good leader. So where is the dictatorship being a good leader at versus it just being somebody domineering? You want to be like, a massa You want to feel like you have subjects. You want to feel like you have people under you. Right? And you want to feel like you have people under you that you have no, that you don't have to have any loyalty to, that you don't have to have any accountability for. Right? That's not being a leader. So when you know how to follow, you will probably also know how to lead. Because you know how to recognize good leadership. Right? So a lot of people, they feel like, I'm rogue, I'm this and that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, follow nobody. I don't have to do this and that and the other. Right? And you probably are a horrible leader. And you probably lead yourself to a lot of destruction because you don't know how to slow down and navigate places and be strategic in things and look at what is the best thing to do for my overall goal. Not what's going to feel good to me, not what's easy, none of that. What's the best thing for the overall goal? And let's move that way. Right? Even if that means that sometimes you have to bite your tongue, or sometimes you have to deal with people who you would probably not deal with normally, or you don't like them personally, but business-wise, they make great sense. Right? Because I don't have to like you personally to network and do things business-wise, especially if you're good at it. So then, what's leadership? What is it? I don't know. Do y'all agree? Or is there anybody in here who's like, hey, no, leadership for sure, domination. Oh no, you're not a good leader. You can't tell somebody to sit out. Shut up. Hey, Melvin, you found me.
Yeah, finally got it.
I gotta try to. This is one of them. This is one of those studios that you can reuse or something. So I might have to get another one. Okay.
All right. So what is this you looking at?
This is a wiki. Wiki. Ooh, get scared. But we're talking about leadership, right? So it says some U.S. academic environments define leadership as a process of social influence in which a person can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of a common and ethical task. In other words, leadership is an influential power relationship in which the power of one party, the leader, promotes movement or change in the others, the followers. And some have challenged the more traditional managerial views of leadership, which portray leadership as something possessed or owned by one individual due to their role or authority, and instead advocate the complex nature of leadership, which is found at all levels of institutions, both within formal and informal roles. Right, so that's what I said. You know when to lead, you know when to follow. I don't know. I think that is a symbol for psychology. Right. So, I don't know. I kind of want to go into psychology, right? Because I want to know, like, why do a lot of us here? I don't know if it's everywhere because I'm in America. I'm not talking to people everywhere about leadership. Like, why do a lot of people feel like leadership is domination? What is that about? Why would you want that? Huh?
Yeah, I feel like they don't understand what it means to lead. Leadership doesn't require domination. Domination may naturally take its course under a respectable leader, but
domination?
Domination.
Look it up. How is domination gonna take its course? What?
I mean, it's only rightfully so if they're, as a leader, if they're taking charge and they're accountable and responsible for things. Depending on the field that they're in, they may naturally dominate.
Dominate? Goodness. It says domination is the exercise or control The exercise of control or influence over someone or something, or the state of being so controlled. Domination. I don't know. To me, domination just sounds so like. Ugh.
So it's a difference. So like leaders can dominate, but dominance in itself is not the same as leadership. So for example, a way that dominance can be effective in leadership is when, like in the military, you need quick decisions, but you also need to make sure that you trust the person who's providing those decisions. So that person does have the power to command and control things. Yep, that is.
What?
So
It says
power dynamics.
Yeah, it says there is, of course, considerable disagreement about what domination really is. Even so, theorists of domination tend to agree about this much. Domination is a kind of unconstrained, unjust imbalance of power that enables agents or systems to control other agents or the conditions of their actions. We can call this the basic idea of domination. The basic idea has the following components. Domination is a kind of power, usually social power, that is power over the people. Domination involves imbalance or asymmetrics in power. The English domination comes from the Latin dominus. A dominus is a master, and mastery represents an extreme of social powers. Masters usually have all but complete control over how their slaves will act or over the conditions in which they act. Ugh. Who wants that? No sound. It just doesn't sound like something I would want to do. It sounds like a lot of work. First of all, I'd rather lead than dominate. Leading, you're allowing other people to use their powers, to use their own abilities to help the greater good, versus it all just being on your shoulders.
That's true. That's true. I mean, sometimes leaders have to step up and dominate. I mean, sometimes that's.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a difference between Julius Caesar leading and dominating versus somebody like Stalin. Sure, Stalin helped industrialize the USSR to defeat Germany, but he was ruthless. So, this is not the
some
same
people
as,
really look at the end goal, right?
yeah.
Like some people just, but at the end of it is right. Yeah, the best leaders definitely wouldn't make you feel like a slave because it's like I'm leading with you in mind, right?
Correct.
The whole point is the people who you're leading.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you're representing what they want, the best or the most, right? So definitely understand that. Okay, so then I have the difference between a leader and a ruler, right? Because I know in the video I showed, it said people don't want to lead, they want to rule. So it says the core difference between a leader and a ruler is how they interact with and influence others. I know we're like AIing it out today, but we're not asking it for quotes. So a leader yes, I'm petty. A leader inspires, motivates, and guides others towards a shared vision or goal. They lead through influence, persuasion, and collaboration, building trust and fostering a sense of unity. Leaders prioritize the well-being and growth of their followers, seeking their input and empowering them. Examples include individuals who champion social causes or drive innovation within an organization, regardless of their formal position. Now, a ruler typically holds authority and control over a group or area, often making decisions independently. Their power is derived from their position. and they rely on existing structures and hierarchies for command. Oh, shit. Rulers tend to prioritize order, stability, and obedience, sometimes focusing on their own interests. Examples include figures like monarchs, dictators, or those who rule through force. That's a nice little thing. A leader influenced through inspiration and persuasion, and a ruler through authority and control. Power is earned through respect and trust, and in a ruler, power is inherited or taken through force. The focus of a leader is the well-being and development of the followers, and the focus of a ruler is maintaining power and control. Followers of leaders follow willingly. Followers of rulers obey out of necessity or fear. Well, wow. Not y'all just talking about me in the comments. Oh, yes. The Elucid, page 23. I accidentally put 23 somewhere today. You want to know why? Because it's just, it holds a special place in my heart. So, a lot of these things that we see in the a lot of the stuff that we see right now, right? Even with a lot of these channels, a lot of these groups, stuff like that, we see a lot of people who want to be rulers. They want to tell people, you need to follow me or else. You need to do what I'm going to say, or you're not going to get, what I promised you. You can do what I say, or you can't be my co-host. You can do what I say, or you're not going to debate. That's a ruler, right? Because you have people obeying out of necessity, right? Well, I want to be on your channel, or well, I want to, debate, or I want to be your co-host. I want to do this, so therefore I just have to do what you say. That's a ruler, right? Versus a leader who's like, well, I see you're here. You want to do this. Like, let's work together and let's find a common goal in which we both can be happy with this, right? Not that it has to do with me, not anything like that, but it's just that, like, you're not gaining respect of people, right? And usually rulers, they end up having the little people who decide to overtake them. Right? It's not because it's something that they chose to do. You felt like you had to force their hand. And that's a bad thing. And there's no unity in that. And when your main focus in your congregation is to maintain your own power and your own control over people, like, how are you helping them? How are you, because you're not being a leader. You're not being a leader. You're being a ruler. You know what I'm saying? I think that people should strive to actually be leaders. Because my whole crew, the barbarians, are leaders. We don't run people to destruction. Right? We're not running you into something that's going to hurt you, hurt your goal, your end goal, hurt the things that you say that you're trying to do. Like, I'm not running you to that. Right? We're not gonna do any of that. We all lead in different ways, and we all lead different groups and people. We all are leaders. So it's like, I'm going to strategize, think about it, come together, think about, is this a good thing to do? Am I being emotional right now? Should I just wait? Should I set my emotions to the side and figure this out strategically and logically, so that I'm not just leading people, behind my emotional tirades, right? So leading is unity, is looking at the bigger picture, is looking 2 steps ahead and making sure that whether it's good or bad, you're going to be able to stand that, and you'll be able to make up for whatever it is that you cause a loss for.
Right. I'll say also, like, to be a leader requires, you having the competence to be able to be effective, so a lot of people want the reins. A lot of people want to be able to, quote unquote, run shit. But if you're not competent enough, like, it just ain't in you, So you gotta make sure you understand what you're dealing with. Show that you can make sound, decisions, not emotional ones. And like you said, it's really about respect and trust. Because, once you have that, and you show that you can make sound decisions, people would naturally come to you for you to lead them. But you got to show that you're competent.
Like, one thing about me, I don't always respond to things, especially when people are talking. Because, like, when you're leading and you're doing a good job and you're standing on your square and you know that you're not doing things that are wrong or that are destructive, regardless of any narrative, people who with eyes will see. So everything isn't worth it. Everything isn't worth responding to. Everything isn't worth trying to, I got people, let's just lead them to fuck everybody up. Why are we doing this? Because they're playing on it's because of me, right? That becomes a ruler. Because now you're looking at trying to force something. You don't want to be a ruler, I don't think. Rulers, to me, through the definition of it and what we're looking at here, they're not respectable people. Even their power is inherited or taken through force. How is that respected? When you're placed here, you know what I'm saying? You're placed here or you took it. What? I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like it. But is there any leaders that we know of, like, that we would shape ourselves after? Right, because you have some people who say, like Marcus Garvey, that's a big one right now, right? Because shout out to my man Pan, right? Marcus Garvey is one that people would say, like, they think that he was a good leader. But then you have a lot of people who feel like he's not a good leader. They feel like, he was doing it. He was bad for the people. He was all this other stuff. Yeah, the Obamas. My favorite one is Huey P. Newton. Right, which people always have. Let me tell you something. The way Pan is about Garvey, that's how I am about Huey P. Newton. Like, I love this man. Like, I met him, okay? Dr. Huey P. Newton. And that. So that's a leader that I liked. And then it's like, if a leader falls, does that make them not a good leader? Does that mean that they weren't a good leader? To begin with, because a lot of people think that too. Hitler failed. Listen, I don't care what y'all say. Hitler did his thing for his people. His people. That's all I'm saying. We can go biblical with it. Jezebel did good for her people. Her people happen to not be Israelites, but hey, it doesn't matter. For her people, she did great. She did a thing. Right? She was like, hey, listen, fuck these Israelites that I just married. Like, we gonna put our shit in here. We gonna rock out, y'all. We're good. So her people were good because they had a good leader. She did fall at some point, right? But I mean, good leaders fall. Nelson Mandela, yes, Nelson Mandela was a good leader. Desmond Tutu. I liked him too. I might have been I met Desmond Tutu. So I might be what's it called, biased in that. When I met Desmond Tutu and he talked to us at our school, and he talked about the things that he went through just being a leader, just using his voice, and how he was like subjugated to so many different things. Like, I don't think I don't know if he's ever written this stuff or what, but I know he told us about some monstrosities that he had to go through just for speaking out for his people and just for being a leader. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? When you take that many hits on your head and somebody disrespects your legacy or disrespects the things that you're doing, it's like, you know, what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you made strides. You made strides. You made all this stuff. And then it's just like, I ain't no leader. I ain't this and that. I ain't this. I ain't that. Like, why? Like, why are you doing that? Because you put a lot of people, yourself, your family in danger for the cause, for other people. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, a whole bunch of the people who we have, like, besides them, right, who put their whole family at risk. They put everybody at risk, really, to stand up and to use their voice. So why disrespect it? I'm not liked, usually, because I use my voice. And I use my voice for other people. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? You in the bit? No, I'm using my voice for other people because they're trying to say shit and they're not being heard. Right? So I'll be heard. So I'm going to say it. And I take a million hits. And that's one of the reasons that I get irritated when people try to demean the things that I do, because I do take a lot of hits leading people.
Right.
I take a lot of hits most of the hits that I have are not mine. Most of the scars on my back came from me standing in front of somebody else and trying to stand for somebody else. I think that this guy, Ibrahim Traore, ain't that how you say his name, Traore? I think he's a very good leader. I think he's a very good leader. I think he definitely stands for his people. He definitely does not mix his words. He got to put them on the map. It's also making it dangerous for him, which it sucks, but you know.
Yep. Another example is President Zelensky over there in Ukraine.
Oh yes, I love his leadership.
He used to be an actor.
What?
He used to be an actor, and he pivoted. And he's showing that he's courageous. He's showing that he's resilient. That he's brave. He communicates well. You know,
man. When I found out that he was out here with the boots on the ground.
Yes.
He out there with the army that he put into war. He's going to war with you. Like, that's so prehistoric, and it's just honorable because it's something you don't even have to do. He doesn't have to do that. He can sit high and pretty and send all his people out to battle. And he decided to be in it with them. Like, who doesn't like a leader like that?
Right.
Who's willing to get their hands dirty with you. Right? That's just like, that's great.
Not just that. Doesn't fold under pressure when Russia comes, threatening to knock
Yeah,
it
because
down.
let me tell you, I definitely thought that war was going to be over in like some months. I'm not going to lie. I was like, yeah, dang. Sucks for them. They was fighting, boy. I said, wait a minute. Came over here and then you got, he got disrespected in the White House. Like that shit is crazy. It's like people have no honor. I know I sound like Milan, but it's no honor. It's no pride. It's none of that. Like, you have no respect for the things that somebody is going through to get their people, what they're doing. But then again, who was that one guy? I can't think of him now. If I was thinking about Zion, I could remember him. Melvin, who's the man that everybody always says is a leader or isn't one? They think he's a coward. The Ethiopian who went to Europe.
You're not talking about
I literally can't think of his name.
I know the nickname they give him, but I know you're talking about Haile Selassie.
Yeah, him. Haile Selassie. Some people say he's a great leader. Some people say he's a coward.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, is it like, to me, leadership wouldn't be subjective.
No.
Like being a good leader, I don't think it's subjective. I think it should be shown like with your results, right? So
the biggest thing is, are you responsible? You know?
Yeah, yeah, but I'm saying like for Haile Selassie, it's like, no, he's a coward, he's this and that. And it's just like, you know, how do you rectify this? Like, because I don't think that good leadership is subjective. It should show like these are the people, and I did all of this stuff. I'm braiding my hair. I'm sorry. I know there's nothing on my speaker. Right.
Yeah,
so
right.
Would that be because okay, Haile Selassie did leave, right? For something like 5 years, which is like really long. And in that time, his people were subjugated to Italy, right? But then he came back with weaponry and got them up out of there. So it's like, does the fact that it took that long change the fact that he did what he intended to do when he left out there? He didn't come back until he had did it.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't change everything. It's just, you know, the fact that he was willing to stick with it, if anything, shows leadership.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like, so, I mean, he kind of even would be a good leader, even if because what? I don't know. I don't know what decision I would make because I'm not in that position. Right. And a lot of people think, oh, yeah, I would have. But if my people, I'm the leader of this whole land. Right. And it's like, this is not looking good for us. We're not going to win. And I know that I can leave and get people. And I know I can leave and I can get people to come help us. Should I just leave and go get those people to come help us and leave the people there, though? Okay, bye-bye.
Alrighty. Talk to y'all later.
See you. So it's like, can I do that though, right? So my co-host left. But anyway, yeah. So should I do that? Should I just leave my people here, go get help, come back, and hope to salvage whatever is left after this? Because they definitely went through 5 years of subjugation without Haile Selassie. However, when he came back, despite like the time when he came back, he ran them people up out of there. He had everything that he had left to go get, and he didn't come back. I mean, he didn't come back until he got it. You know, so that patience and that what am I saying? Like virility. I think that should absolutely be looked at. Created the EWF. What's that? So, because it was a debate some years ago. That he was like a horrible leader. Oh, Ethiopian World Federation to promote Pan-African unity. Well, hey, you know, Pan would know that. You feel me? Yeah, I got it now. So yeah, so we've had like, you know, who would you model yourself after? I think a lot of people should think about that. Like, if you want to be a good leader, somebody who you think is a good leader versus a ruler, right? Who would you model your leadership after, right? And then when you have a chance to lead, do you actually do that? Do you actually model it that way, or not? Right? If you have a chance to lead, then you be okay, boom. Now it's my time to be like Hitler, if that's who you think is the best leader. Now it's my time to be like Garvey. Now it's my time to be like Dr. Newton. Now is that time. Do you do that? Or do you just be like, no, fuck that. I'm about to be a ruler. I'm a leader now. I'm going to abuse my power. I'm going to run everybody away and then call them soft because they ran away from my abusive nature. What is it that you're going to do? So, I did the clip that I played. Definitely was talking about a man who felt like his woman shouldn't answer. He shouldn't have to answer to his woman because he's a leader. And he leads her, really meaning he rules over her. So with that being the case, do you think that that's true? You think that that's what people should do? You should just, I rule over you. That means that I'm the leader. Baby, I don't agree with it. That's not how I lead. That's not how I think any leader should be. I wouldn't respect it. But rulers don't want respect. They want fear. They want subjugation. They want you to just do what they say, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I say to people all the time, especially people, barbarians, I'm gonna strategize with you, right? And we're gonna run this play. But if you step out of line, the only thing I can do is stand beside you when you get your consequence. That's it. Right? And then I can stand with you in our next endeavor. Right? And maybe when we do the strategy again, and we do this again, you'll listen next time, right? But if you're scared of yourself and you're scared of your position, you're scared of what you're doing yourself, then you can't really, be in a group or lead or follow. So one thing about a leader, know when to lead, know when to follow. Hey, FBI. Right. So you know when to lead, you definitely know when to follow. You know when somebody is better at something than you. You can recognize all kinds of things. But what you got to realize is, as a leader, you're not a person who is above reproach. You're not a person that's above any of the people really that you're leading. You've shown that you have skills, you have strategy skills, you have confidence, and you can stand the test of time, right? You've shown that. But a lot of people can do that. Right? So you have to back up the people that you're leading. You have to be in front and behind them. Right? And you have to do a lot of different things. You have to put them in front of you. So be a leader. Don't be a ruler, because we see that don't really work out. And then next time I'll get a link that works. And so then people can come up here and talk about it. Because this was an open panel, but apparently my link is broken. So that is all. Hi, FBA news and updates. I don't really know who you are. I know you asked a way to get in contact with me, but I'm Honey Clark. I'm Honey Clark on Facebook, on Messenger, or whatever. Don't ask me my Instagram name, because I couldn't tell you. I had to go look that up. I don't really use it. I'm also the Barbie Loaded on TikTok. So that is all. We probably will revisit it later with some more people if we want to. I also have a show coming up about two people who think they're leaders and they're actually rulers. Probably be sometime this week, maybe tomorrow or the next day. But anyway, later. Goodbye.
We the champions, trailblaze no missing. Speak facts, let the world stop and listen. Barbarian swing, every point hit the mark. Cut through the noise like flames in the dark. We sharp and steel, every word, every beat. On the mic or the stage, we control the game. Barbarian debate, yeah, they remember the name. Paint the battlefield vivid, every lyric's a stroke. Turn your whole team to ghosts when the truth is provoked. Bar for bar, I'm a titan, got the heavens in awe. Lines heavy as Atlas, hold the world in my claws. I see life through the prism, talking dark and the light. From the dirt to the throne, every wrong made right. Barbarian minds, they got the truth in my veins. They talk heat, but they fire don't match my flame. Flip the map, global presence, I'm a legend in time. They clock out, I clock in, redefining the grind. Cutting lies like confetti, watch the fall of the sea. Barbarians hold the key, now they ain't safe in these streets. We the champions, trouble no missing. Speak facts, let the world stop and listen. Barbarian swing, every point hit the mark. Cut through the noise like flames in the dark. We the champions, ain't no retreat. Feel sharp and steel, every word, every beat. On the mic or the stage, we control the game. Barbarian debate, yeah, they remember the name.
Correcting pseudos is fun, it's like righting the wrong. Honey, death toll is large from me collecting the pawns. We keep their heads on the wall and bring them back just for fun. Barbarians is lurking, but really what can be done? Meta AI is no match, you better read more than that. We redefining the game, and you lame just to blame. If you wanna play, set it up. We set the bar, you ain't tough. Step in the ring or you must. Don't waste our time with the fuss. I tip my hat cause you brave, and you the next one we claim. We toast to drink to your name, and then we spark up the flame. I don't care if it's one or two. No, they back by the whole crew. Don't bother running. Once we come in, we gonna collect you.
We the champions, trouble no missing. Speak facts, let the world stop and listen. Barbarian swing, every point hit the mark. Cut through the noise like flames in the dark. We the champions, ain't no retreat. Feel sharp and steel, every word, every beat. On the mic or the stage, we control the game. Barbarian